you're checking some more boxes of things that you maybe didn't get to in the preseason. But really, it's just about kind of getting prepared for tonight here. It's an optional skate. We didn't really think we had a couple optionals in preseason, but for the most part, we've been taking morning skates, and it's more of a regular routine now.
The last couple of Octobers have been a little inconsistent for the group. Do you change the way you approach the start of this season at all? Or as you reflect on that, do you learn anything?
Yeah, I don't think we changed our approach. It's just we've looked at how we've handled preseason and training camp. We've reduced some of the workload. We added an extra day off through preseason. We feel like there's been some fatigue factors that have contributed to that. And I've gotten lots of feedback from our players in terms of how they felt coming into the season. I think we've had great camps, and we've challenged the guys really hard, pushed them really hard, and they felt that as the season started, rather than kind of ramping up and feeling good, they've actually felt that the camp and preseason had been daunting and had a bit of took a toll on them. So we've been mindful of that coming into it. At the same time, knowing that it's the NHL and you got to put in work and you got to be ready. For me, it's less about any of that kind of stuff and more just about our mindset as we come into the game. And I think it took us too long last year to really find our game and playing with purpose and all those kind of things. So that's really what I'm looking for and what we've been talking about really for the last week or so specifically.
Given the disruption to Klingberg's camp with his injury, do you have him on sort of a pitch count to start the year, or how do you sort of approach it?
No. I mean, he's an experienced guy. We're planning to use him the same way that we had coming into preseason and all of that. Obviously, we haven't seen it as much ourselves, as much as we'd want to learn more about him and him learn about us and his teammates and all of that. So I think we have to be mindful of that as he's still adjusting. But in terms of how we'll use him going into the game, we'll use him as we intended, which is regular shift at 5-on-5 and being a part of our power play.
The puck doesn't lie. What does it do for a veteran group when a player comes a little bit out of nowhere to make the team like Fraser has with the energy? What does it bring to a group?
I think it's added a little something to the camp. Both in it sent a good message that those who earn their place here get an opportunity. That's first and foremost, because we did have other options. There's a bunch of guys who sent down to the Marlies that have played for us and can play for us and surely will play for us at different times. But for us, it wasn't just that it's this young kid, hey, let's give him an opportunity. We felt that he was ahead of the pack. And so to be able to reward that, I think is important, that the players see that, both the players that are here and those that aren't here, is that, don't take anything for granted. Things are changing year over year. If you're developing a real team and real organization, you have guys that come up from behind through the draft that'll push it. It's not just free agency that you might be looking at and see the guys, but it's the draft picks. If they're coming in and pushing, it's very healthy for the team. But I think it added a little something to the camp for sure. And just to see the way that our experienced guys have rallied around both he and I and helping to take care of them and all that kind of stuff. We were pretty excited to hear, when Brad called Fraser to let him know he was going to be staying here. He was at Morgan Riley's house, and celebrating Thanksgiving. So, those are the kind of things you love to hear, and it helps bring the group together.
What are your expectations?
All right. The Toronto Maple Leafs have been speaking to reporters as they get ready to open a new season. We were just listening in there to head coach Sheldon Keefe speaking to the press at Scotiabank Arena as the Leafs get ready to take on the Montreal Canadiens tonight.